Good afternoon. I'm Mike Kaler, Deputy Sports Editor of the Oklahoman. We got some big news today, so I've got 3 questions for Sports Editor Mike Sherman. Mike, first of all, let's talk about the NFL Draft. The deadline is tomorrow to declare. 2 guys made their decisions today. Curtis Lofton, the linebacker from OU, said, "I'm going." Brandon Pettigrew, the big tight end from OSU, said, "I'm staying." What's the impact of those 2 decisions?
Well, the impact for OU is a big gaping hole in the middle of the defense, Mike. Curtis Lofton, it seemed like he made every important play this season for the Sooners, right down to giving Chase Daniel a piggyback ride into the end zone down in Norman. He was going sideline to sideline. Jamal Charles in the Cotton Bowl stripped him. Play the game. So that's a huge hole to fill for OU. Names like Austin Box, Brandon Crow, people who follow recruiting know those names. People who just follow the Sooners on Saturday, they'll be totally new to them. So it's really a really big hole. For OSU, Brandon Pettigrew is a playmaker. Remember the Superman plays that he made, diving into the end zone? He's only going to be better next season. Best news that Mike Gundy's gotten in a while.
Sticking with OSU, Chris Collins today, the linebacker who was dismissed from the team, he got sentenced today. 10 years probation. He has to register as a sex offender. Surprised you that they stuck with what the jury recommended?
Well, the DA says he was surprised, but after the plea, it was pretty clear that he wasn't going to get any jail time. Right. So, but 10 years probation, that's not 2 years, and that's not 18 months. That's a long time to not be able to slip up. Let's see, he'll be 30 years old and still on probation. So he's going to have to really watch himself. It does give him the chance, though, to rebuild his life, to do better, and he's a student, we understand, enrolled at OSU. So Chris Collins gets his second chance.
Finally, tomorrow, possibly some good news for either OU or OSU. 2 blue-chip kids from Muskogee are deciding to say what they're committing to tomorrow instead of on signing day. Jameel Owens, the big wide receiver, Stacey McGee, the big defensive lineman. Where do you think they're going to be leaning?
Well, there goes all the suspense for signing day around here in this state. Tomorrow is signing day. In effect, it sounds more and more like, based on what happened last weekend in Knoxville, where Jameel Owens is on a recruiting visit and he gets pulled over with Gerald Jones from Millwood driving, and Gerald Jones gets cited for marijuana possession. Not the kind of visit Tennessee probably wanted Jameel Owens to have while he was there. It sounds, everything's sort of pointing towards OU. But Bedlam comes into it. Maybe there's a split. We've always heard they're a package deal. Anyway, tomorrow's the day. It sounds like he's going to go to OU. Also sounds like another of the greatest or the top recruit in the state's another wide receiver, and this time maybe going to OU.
We'll have that news, breaking news tomorrow at 6:30 when they decide where they're going to go to school. In other words, stick with News OK for the rest of your sports news and read it in the Oklahoman. Thanks.